Gist with Jolly. Bringing you hot and direct gist. From the Nollywood, subscribe and turn notification bell.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Nolly Direct. How many of us saw this movie? Like, how many of us had seen this movie? So Uchi advertised it. You know, it's not all the movies that Sonia Uchi advertised that, hey guys, go and see this movie that I always go to see. I don't always watch all of them because I have a lot on my hands, a lot, that I can't just be watching movies and then leave maybe what I am handling. I have a lot. I can't, even the way I watch my movies, I don't watch them straight up. I watch intermittently and then go do other things, then come back again to the movie before I finish watching it. That's how I watch my movies. So, like 2 days ago, she announced on her story saying, or even on her broadcast, saying that that my sister Chinenye released her movie on Uchenna Bonabo. Please go and see it. A letter to my husband. I was reluctant at first, but I said, let me go see it. You know, Maurice was in that movie. I said, let me go and check it out. Because of Maurice, I said, okay, let me go check it out. So when I went, I said, let me start from the beginning. I did, and then before you know, I got glued to this movie. I got glued, and the movie is like exactly what is happening in real life. In real, it talks a whole lot. Jealousy, anger, unforgiveness, what have you. Everything you can see. Okay, Chinenye and Maurice were married, happily married, and everything was going on. And they work in the same hospital. Chinenye was a nurse, whilst Maurice was a gynecologist. You know, they see women who have issues conceiving and all that. So Chinenye the movie started out very well. Happily married couple who love each other, who understands each other, who trust each other. But the mistake these people made was working in the same hospital. Even they allowed it. I think in real life there is this law that states that couples are not allowed to work in the same firm, organization, or company. I stand to be corrected, but I think there are organizations that don't allow couples to work in the same organization. Reasons for things that happen in these movies, because you will like, how are you going to like for them to be like working and not be seeing each other? How would they be able to concentrate? These people, that was the greatest mistake this movie was, allowing these two couple working in the same hospital. Chinenye was a nurse, like I said earlier. You know, when they come from home, they come together as couple, but once they get to the hospital, Chinenye start addressing Maurice as doctor and gives him that respect that he has. But as time went by, Chinenye started listening to gossip around the hospital where nurses, they gossip a lot. Like, it's not only in this movie, practically, because when I gave birth to my babies, I oftentimes hear them talk, they chat, they gossip. Seriously, nurses are 1p time gossipers. I will not lie to you. I'm sorry for any gossip, any nurse that is listening to me, but because of the experience I've had in the hospital, they will talk, especially when patient annoys them. They will talk, and they can just talk from here and you like, but they are not talking down on people's illness or whatever. Maybe you have a disease or something, they'll go start talking about, but when it has to do with like talk, gossip, my, they are good with that. You understand? Because where else would you find them? They're always busy having night, morning, afternoon shifts and the rest of that. So all their life is basically in the hospital. So whenever they find time talking with their very colleague, they do that and they do it excellently well. So this movie anyways, Chinenye Chinenye started listening to gossip from the other nurses that men cheat. There is no man that don't cheat in this world. All men cheat. So Chinenye was so gave her like a kind of shock, and she was like wondering if her own husband that she sees as perfect gentleman. That was where Chinenye started building that thought that men cheat. That means could it be that my husband also cheats? And then to worsen the situation, she came across a video online where a doctor was caught sleeping with his colleague in the hospital, and that even triggered the whole thought for Chinenye to assume that my husband is a gynecologist who sees women and every now and then, and most often times she walks into the hospital, he will see the husband laughing, chit-chatting with his client, and she kept wondering, could these people be flirting? Could he have actually slept with these people? And the thoughts keep accumulating and keep building up and keep mounting, and it continued until it builds a big mansion on her head that yes, my husband is a cheat. And to worsen it all, there's a nurse Lola that the husband always oftentimes that the husband oftentimes discusses with a kind of best friend. You know, in any work environment, you'll always have somebody that you're very close to. Of course, there are always people like that. We spend majority of our lives in our workplace. So there is no doubt, you know, you can't always build your life entirely around your wife or your husband. When you go to your workplace, at least you have time to chat with your colleagues. So along the line, having a female doctor who was Maurice Sam's best friend in the hospital, always chatting and chit-chatting. Each time Chinenye comes into the husband's office, he will see this very lady doctor laughing, and you know, so the whole thing all mounted up that there is nothing that will stop her from not believing the fact that her husband cheats with this doctor. And that was the beginning of Chinenye's home wreck. So he confronted the husband a number of times, but the husband denied it, and she got pregnant, and the pregnancy was giving her a very hard time because she was constantly angry. You know, as a pregnant woman, you're not supposed to get yourself worked up because of preeclampsia, this BP of a thing that comes as a result of pregnancy. And she kept falling sick now and then. And the doctor lady that she always suspects was her husband's girlfriend happens to discover through the test that was made that Chinenye had a heart problem, and then the result itself also with a high blood pressure. So they had to start thinking of how to save Chinenye's life. And the doctor said you have to tell her to terminate the baby, but they were like, no, the pregnancy termination shouldn't be an option. We have to look for a way of saving her life. And there was a lot of time Chinenye would creep up on Maurice Sam talking on phone discreetly to someone, and she always got worked up that who is this young man always talking about to on the phone every time, hiding and talking. Only for her to go to the hospital and tell the management that, hey, my husband has been cheating with his colleague. They have seen that she has seen them, sleeping together in the hospital. They asked her if there was an evidence, and she said no evidence. But she has number of times walked in on them naked, sleeping in the hospital. And of course, another problem that Maurice Sam had was being in a compromising situation or position with his colleague when you know that is an office environment. So there were a lot of people suspecting that they must have been in good or romantic relationship. Is either they are holding hands, they are hugging, they are in a compromising situations. And this is a very big lesson to many people who have good friends. There is nothing wrong in you having a best friend. There's nothing wrong in you having a best friend in your work environment, but you should be very mindful of what you do with your best friend because it can cost you your job. And that's exactly what happened. And again, I want to also fault Maurice Sam because your wife has been in all the time on you that you are cheating on her with your colleague, and you have not in any way explained to her. Anyway, he did that. Okay, let me not just condemn him. He did that severally, but the wife didn't believe. So what Maurice Sam did was, yes, I think he was also hiding the fact that they didn't want to disclose the fact that she had disease because she was pregnant. But Laura, the nurse, the doctor was encouraging him to tell the wife so that they can save the pregnancy by removing the pregnancy in order to save her heart problem, because the whole thing might really get to a worse situation that may endanger her health. But Maurice Sam, now being a first-time daddy that is going to be expecting a child, didn't want to take that. Though he mentioned it to the wife that you have to terminate this pregnancy, but the wife took it that it's simply because he's cheating, so you can have the whole time to cheat with your ex. And moreover, there is nothing in this world that will make me ever to remove my baby. So the movie is really centered around men who work in the same environment with their wives. It is very wrong. That is number one. And then it is very wrong on the part of Chinenye. No matter what, even if you suspect your husband cheating, that was never the best way to have corrected your husband. The same very hospital that feeds both of you wants his work to be at risk, at stake. You didn't even think, I really condemn Chinenye in that very act that she did. After reporting the husband to the management, the management had to investigate, and everybody who ever encountered them said that they were always seen on a compromising positions. Everybody attested to it, that they always seen them holding hands, even though nothing was going wrong. I have condemned that. If you are working in an organization and you have a best friend who is an opposite sex, don't ever be in a compromising position. Even if you have anything to do with the person, wait after work, you can go out. It's against work ethics and everything. So that's the only thing that I really got against Maurice Sam. Then Chinenye, Nnebe, it really did it was an evil thing. Honestly, I condemn you in this movie. I condemn you because you never thought about the baby that is coming, and this will cost your husband his license, revoking his license. Then how we never thought of how is he going to get money to feed the baby that is coming, or me to take care of the bills and everything. You never thought of that. All she was after is that I was going to deal with him, and she actually did. I condemn Chinenye in that aspect. Then Laura, you being a female doctor, being around a married man as a doctor, you should, and you know the wife also work in the same hospital. The least you could have done was to just keep a distance. You understand? Knowing that, yes, women are always jealous. Okay, if the husband was not working, the wife was not working, it would have been a different case. But you know the wife is working in that organization. You still went ahead to always hold hands, always hug, to always do different things, even though you know it was harmless. It is very wrong. Honestly, everybody contributed in their own bad ways. In the bad ways I can condemn in this movie. How can you be holding hands with a married man in the same hospital that the wife works? How do you expect the wife to feel when they see you? Even though you don't have anything to do with the wife, you're always seen in the man's office. My goodness, it is really, really, really bad. People will say it's a harmless. It is not harmless, because if it is me, I would think something is going on, because they are always in the office. The female doctor is always in the Maurice Sam's office. They are laughing, they are gisting, they are holding hands, comforting each other. This person, yes, we know you're friends, but there should be a limit. You should set the boundaries straight. And so it's really very, very bad. As a female doctor, that you know your friend's wife is working in the same hospital, you're busy all the time, floricking with the husband, staying and laughing. It doesn't go well. I condemn that. So everybody in this movie, you all caused in one way or the other what actually made this whole thing to happen. If you as a female doctor had stayed away from him, knowing that, hey, this could actually cause this whole thing wouldn't have happened. Then Maurice Sam always giving constant reason. Your wife will tell you, what is this? But it's very bad for women to always see their husband's phone. So these are all the things that we see in marriages. Because me too, it has happened to me. My husband will be making call. I'll be thinking he's talking to a female person, and I'm like, who are you talking to? He say, I don't have any reason to explain to you. And I say, why? That means you're cheating or you're doing something that is evil. And men will always be men. It's not that something is actually going on, but because they won't stoop so low in explaining to you what they already know is not true. So what benefits are you going to get if they keep, how long will they keep explaining? So I saw Maurice in my husband, because that was typically my husband. He will never even let you. He will stand on his ground even if there's nothing going on. But because me as a woman, I want a proof to be sure that truly what you're saying is good. I want him to like show me evidence, but it's not always like that. So I love the movie. It's excellent, perfect, 100. I give the movie 99%. Honestly, it's everything every home couple should see. This is exactly what happens in the society, what happens in the home. And then if you're even thinking of getting a job in the same firm with your husband, please think twice, because it could actually cost you a whole lot. It's better everybody goes their way, go to their different workplaces, and then come back home tired, and then they just sleep and the rest of that. Even if you're hearing anything about your husband or your wife, you might like, you won't take it serious. But when you're working in the same organization, you want to do investigation because you're actually working there. And there will be other gossips around, because many people may not love that relationship that exists between you and your husband. So they want to even cause more conflict to your home. So it's a very good movie. It's packed with a lot of lessons. If you have not seen it, streaming on Uchenna Bunabo TV. A Letter to My Husband is the name. Thank you, my people. It's like, come again. I'm just with Chili.
So, what is the relationship between Dr. Donald and his wife, Nurse Amara Donald?
They're a good couple, ma. A happy couple.
What will you call the relationship between Dr. Sylvain Donald and Dr. Lola Davis?
I'll call it a romantic relationship, ma'am. Those two do everything together. They go to places together, they eat together. In fact, Dr. Lola doesn't even stay in her office. She's always in Dr. Sylvain's office.
Have you ever caught them in a compromising position before?
Yes, ma'am. I think they're having sex in the private ward.
What?
I've seen them zipping each other up and coming out of the ward a couple of times. In fact, there was even a day I saw them holding each other in a compromising way. I made a video. I wanted to show it to his wife, but I have not had the chance to.
Do you still have this video? Can I see it?
Of course, ma'am, I have it.
What? Jesus Christ.